say, we will raise your taxes. And they elect people like this guy in New York. I can't believe that's happening. That's a terrible thing for our country, by the way. He's a communist. We're going to go to a communistic state. That's so bad for New York.
I'm so glad President Trump sees through it and call him a communist. He is a communist.
Young people today are like, oh, isn't this going to be great? It's all going to be fair.
He is a full-fledged communist. I don't know whether the New York voters understand what it means. That seize means of production. That means abolish private property. That means the state will take over businesses, capital, land, and the resources. And that's the place I came from. I shopped in the government-owned grocery store. And what it is like, long line, ration, and empty shelf. And I lived in a government-granted housing. My family of 5 had 1.5 room, and we were lucky because we share bathroom with 4 other families. Others, they have an outhouse. And I grew up in the, and I endured the educational system that required that every day we raise our class consciousness. And what that means is to follow the party line. Capitalism can't guarantee that everyone will be wealthy, but communism can guarantee that we are all poor.
King J.
Hey, deport her ass next.
Oh my God.
Hey.
Hell no.
I haven't really looked into my boy up in New York, but I mean, if we look at the Democratic Party, I mean, historically, our candidates have raised taxes. I mean, that's just how we always been as a party historically. But I don't think he's a communist. I don't think he's a communist. But that's all. I'm gonna do some more research on him first before I say that.
I'll give you what's really causing a lot of this. He basically has a plan to have government-run grocery stores. It's essentially the city government. So that's why a lot of people are mad that he's trying, like, that's why they're calling him a communist, because he's not going to influence the economy, more so he's going to run it. And that's a big issue. All right, Doc.
I mean,
I don't know him. I haven't looked into this very strongly, but I go to New York often. Great, we done went to New York a bunch of times. New York is probably, yeah, that's probably the most capitalistic society of New York City ever. So if they think one communist could stop it, I'd love to see them try. Also, the grocery stores in New York are terrible. So if anybody else want to take them over, I applaud them for giving themselves a headache, because it's hard to even find a grocery store in New York, let alone go and use one. They be the size of a corner store down south. So, you know, I hadn't looked into it too much, but I don't think he'll be able to stop the capitalist society of New York. Everything is a hustle in New York. Everybody's moving. Everybody's trying to make money. And I don't think whoever the mayor is would stop that. It would be hard. He'd be hard pressed to try it.
I don't know if y'all could tell me this, but I saw a TikTok where motherfuckers had to pay to get into the store in New York.
I know the bathroom.
Like the Amazon ones?
I don't know. I saw a clip of motherfuckers swiping them debit cards before they went in there to pick up some groceries.
The only ones that I know like that are the Amazon ones. That's the only thing I know like that.
That's crazy. That's diabolical.
I mean, I thought that was cool. They just have your card on file, and whatever you pick up, they just charge you for.
Yeah, they'll be too overrun.
That's crazy.
I mean, people just jump turnstiles. That's what they'll do. I mean, they do it for the subway.
Or they jump the turnstile and push the door open for their homies.
Exactly.
Police be standing right there. They don't care.
Oh, they don't give a shit. Like, I don't see nothing, bro. That's the problem with New York. They have to tell you, if you see something, report it. Motherfuckers in there, nah, bro, I didn't see shit. I don't know who that was. Let him do him, bro. I don't know who he is. I see nothing.
They need Charleston White up in New York. Snitch on everything.
Well, he's
oh my God.
In the comments, he said the problem that they think is going to happen is once the government runs the grocery store, they're going to lower the prices and drive out competition for, I guess, the mom and pop stores. And then once they have control of the market, they're going to drag the prices up and kind of have control of a monopoly, I guess, of sorts on that type of system in New York.
Yeah.
I mean, the only problem with a command. I'm sorry, Gray.
Please go ahead, King.
I was saying the only problem that I see with a command economy is that it stifles innovation. When you have an economy that's commanded, when the government's controlling the price, it stops innovation. That is the biggest problem that you have with that.
Man, I'm surprised to hear you say that, but I agree.
What I was saying is this: the real reason. Stop voting for people with un-American names. That's why they don't want them in there. But I feel like he's just saying stuff to get elected. Trump's not the only person that exaggerates. I think he's saying all of that, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do all of this stuff. And I guarantee you, if he get elected, like Doc was saying, New York is like a capital, like the number one capital city in America, other than LA.
Maybe one of the worlds, in the world.
So I just don't see it happening.
Yeah.
The whole thing with New York is it's been on the downhill for the longest time. So, I mean, they need somebody else in there to do something with this, because after Cuomo, you had Adams, and it's just gone to shit under Adams. I'm not going to say this is like a red or blue issue with New York, but I mean, try switching it up. Bring back a Republican. I mean, growing up, I used to go to New York all the time when Giuliani was running that shit. Great. New York City was great. That's all I'll say about it. And then after that, it's just slowly on the decline. I mean, Cuomo really fucked it up. Adams is just expanding on it. I mean, if this guy gets in, I've looked into him. He wants to freeze rent, free city buses, universal childcare, city-owned grocery stores. Only thing I agree with him on is minimum wage with $30 by the 2030. Tax incentive on corporations, individuals earning over $1 million more. People are already fleeing New York just by hearing that this person possibly could get in for that. So, I mean, what's going to happen when the billionaires and millionaires leave New York? Who's going to pay for that? You're going to get your regular citizens stuck with all the bills for universal childcare, the buses, and then you're not going to make money off of apartments anymore because rent freezes. I mean, he's promising a lot of things, but yeah, hopefully he doesn't get in and try to do any of this, because that will screw New York even worse. And even by getting rid of the police and putting social workers out there, what is a social worker going to do when a crackhead has you by the neck? Are they going to say, oh, please let him go? No, I'd rather have a police officer there than a social worker.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is somebody that lives in Jersey too. I go to New York a lot.
I don't think it's going to be easy for them to move, billionaires to move. That's the financial capital of the world. That New York has so much money going through it, don't make no damn sense.
Yeah, but
they have the means to do so, though.
Yeah, you got places like Texas waiting.
But New York City is like a cult.
Tax breaks and all kind of stuff.
People who love New York City, they love New York City. And you go up there and visit, it is amazing. You can eat whatever you want. But you always think to yourself, bro, I can never let people just live on top of me or live on top of people. The people there love it. They love it. It's like a cult.
And I was going to say this, people move for politics, but in Florida, prime example, a bunch of people moved from New York and moved from California to Florida. But then they came here and they're like, oh, I'm moving for Ron DeSantis, all this. And then they hate it. And then they want to move back. Or the prices of stuff, because the housing market went up, things got more expensive. So, yeah, you might move for politics, but the culture you have to adapt to. I literally went to a restaurant and they said to New Yorkers, be patient. I'll get your order when I'm ready, basically.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I'm going to cut to the next subject. But the only thing that really bothers me about that is I don't like when people go after people's religion. That's the only thing that bothers me. Other than that, I don't think he's a good fit as a mayor, but because New York is it's like the capital of capitalism of the world. So to bring in that type of mindset, I don't think is right. I think they should be figuring out how to get better grocery stores or what incentives. Maybe he should give some type of incentive or bonus if you create a great grocery store in the food deserts. That's what I'd be my suggestion, but who am I, right? All right, on to our Negro news before the main event.
Lord Jesus.